Ryan in the chat asks, what do you rate the Packers dud in the draft? He said 1 to 10. It's a 0, man. You know why? Because Aaron Rodgers is leaving. That's why. But let's talk about it. Aaron Rodgers made it clear this week, right on draft day, that he wanted to leave. Aaron Rodgers put this out there on draft night saying that he told the Packers he does not want to return to the team. The Packers apparently, the GM, the coach, Matt LaFleur, everybody from management apparently has flown out multiple times to try to go talk to him. And he's been very resolved. He's been very vocal about he does not want to be part of the Packers next year. And this goes back to them drafting Jordan Love. This goes back to them not giving him the weapons he really desired and he probably needed to get over the hump. This goes back to last year in the NFC Championship game, the Packers not letting him handle business at the end of that game and trying to go for the win instead of playing for playing for defense and all that stuff that they did. So there's been a lot of stuff building up to this, and then it's sad. It's really sad because I really thought Aaron Rodgers on the Packers was a lifer deal. Like that was like one guy I could not imagine him on any other team, but. Looks like he's going to be on a different team. But Andrew, we covered it a little bit on draft night. There's been a lot that's come out since then. We've learned that I think Devontae Adams actually tweeted out saying like something along the lines of, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And then AJ Hawk came out and he said Aaron Rodgers is not retiring, but he's also doesn't want to play for the Packers. He said there's a 0% chance of him retiring. So he's going to play, but apparently not for the Packers. So what do you make of all this just a few days later from all the news coming out and everything that's come out since then?
I think there's very few quarterbacks can do what Aaron Rodgers is doing. There's only a handful that can do that. And I think there's so many, people believe that, it's the organization. Obviously, the organization people overrules. Within the organization, the GM, the coaches, and everything like that, whether it's drafting, signing free agents, and everything like that. But you know what? At the end of the day, when you have a player like Aaron Rodgers who has accomplished what he's accomplished, the dude just went out there and won the MVP. And I think it's a shame that he's been so good for so long, and he only has one Super Bowl. He's only been to one. Think about that. He's only been to one. They haven't been back. So I just think given what has transpired the last couple of days, this is kind of Aaron Rodgers. Now he's taking a stand the same way Brady did. See, Tom Brady, at least Brady, his contract was up and he could pretty much go wherever he wanted to. Aaron Rodgers, I think his contract's not up until after this season, but he wants out. I don't blame him. And as I said before, dude, I mean, anyone has said this, but Aaron Rodgers has covered up so many holes for that team. He's a clear first ballot Hall of Famer. And when you make moves, you have to run it by the cornerstone of your franchise. He's been the cornerstone of their franchise literally since they moved on from Brett Favre. The drafting of Jordan Love, a lot of people were like, what the hell? And they moved up to draft a guy, didn't even tell him. If you're all in on a quarterback, which they should be for a guy like him, you got to let him kind of, maybe if you're not going to let him have a say, at least run it by him. If you saw on draft night, dude, the Chargers, dude, the fucking Justin Herbert was in the draft room with the GM, the coaches, Justin Herbert was there. When they took the offensive lineman, Justin Herbert made that pick. Justin Herbert was that's the guy who I want protecting me. And when you have a franchise cornerstone guy like that, you got to let him, kind of have a say and dictate sometimes what's going to happen. And the fact that Green Bay has gone so long without even honoring him like that and letting him, at least say, I think we should go in this direction. I think it's going to end up being a messy divorce. You saw what happened to the Patriots, that divorce with Tom. So
it's so weird because this always is going to come back to the Jordan Love. When people ask, what went wrong with the Packers here, it's always going to come back to the Jordan Love pick. And it's going to come back to the fact that Rodgers was never even consulted. It's one thing, being involved in a decision, right? But it's a whole other thing to be we're not even going to, tell you that were like hinting towards this pick. Like Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show draft special last year, for those of you who remember, like before the Packers made their pick, and he thought they were going to take like an offensive weapon. He thought he was going to get some help. Like he genuinely believed that. And that's apparently what he was led to believe, but they ended up picking Jordan Love. And the thing is, dude, look at like it shows a lack of respect, because look at some of the other quarterback situations around the league. When Lamar Jackson was drafted, Joe Flacco was told like about the decision that they would probably draft Lamar Jackson beforehand. When you got even Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton has never even played for the Chicago Bears. Andy Dalton has not even played for the Chicago Bears, and he was told about them drafting Justin Fields. You go to Jimmy G. He was told before that trade that for the number 3 pick went down. He was told about it. Like there's all like you can go to all these quarterbacks who, if we're being real, are nowhere even near the legacy, the talent of Aaron Rodgers. And don't even garner the respect, if we're being completely honest about it, in the respective cities as Rodgers does in Green Bay. Like Rodgers, there should be a statue of that man there, right next to Bart Starr, right next to Brett Favre. But no, because they should have multiple Super Bowls, they should have multiple championships, but they don't, because they haven't drafted well. They haven't given him the help that he needs on the other side of the ball. The team has just not been behind him, and they've done stupid stuff like this, like not involving him in the decision and alienating your best player, alienating the best player your franchise has ever had. Aaron Rodgers is one of, if not the best football player to ever play, to ever come on a field. Like you can say a lot of things. Pat Mahomes might be better or whatever, but he's up there. The fact that you were able to alienate him to the point where now he just wants out of town, that is an indictment on your franchise. It's an indictment on the way things are being run. So it doesn't matter if Gutkerns leaves. Doesn't matter if that fucker leaves. Doesn't matter if the GM leaves. Doesn't matter if LaFleur leaves. Aaron Rodgers is still going to be out. You can blow it all up. Aaron Rodgers will not be a Green Bay Packer come the season opener. You can bank on that, because one thing we've learned, if you watch Aaron Rodgers over the past year, the dude isn't like the same person he used to be. The dude is just he's just understood. He understands now like what life is. He understands that he doesn't have a lot of years of football left. He understands that it's time for him to go out there and just ask for what he wants and demand it, because he knows his worth. Like, that's what the Packers are dealing with. They were dealing with nice Aaron Rodgers for like 15 years. And now the Aaron Rodgers that should have come out like maybe 10 years ago is like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what the hell are we doing here? You're not giving me any help on the other side of the ball. Defense sucks. They can't stop Brady worth of shit. We're not going for it on fourth down in the NFC Championship game on the goal line. They've done everything. And then, they think, okay, we're finally going to give him some help. Let's pick Eric Stokes in the first round. No. You think, it doesn't matter who you pick. You might as well have just picked another quarterback. You might as well have picked Kyle Trask or traded up for Justin Fields or whatever, because you don't got your quarterback next year. Unless you really think Jordan Love is the guy. And I don't know about Jordan Love. We've never seen him play. We've never seen him take a snap in an NFL game. If you're the Packers, dude. If you're the Packers, Andrew, you gotta be thinking, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we gonna do? Because you're probably gonna be forced to trade him at this point if he's not gonna play. If we're being honest, you're probably gonna be forced to trade him if he's not gonna play. And if he doesn't play, or if you do trade him, what's the option then? Like, what's the future for the Green Bay Packers at quarterback? Is it Jordan Love, who the Packers might have an eye on him, but like we don't know what he is. Like, they didn't pick a quarterback in the draft. They didn't really go out and get a backup in free agency. Like, I think they just took Aaron Rodgers for granted, and now it's come back to bite him in the ass. Like, there's not really many quarterbacks available.
I think they thought the relations could be mended, and I think he's made it abundantly clear, like, there is nothing fixing this. Like, I think he's probably had one foot out the door for the last couple years now, but now he's like, he's gone. Like, he's chucking the deuces, and he's like, that's it. Like, There's no fixing this. So
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.